Off to a flyer.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Budgie Smugglers. I'm Stephen Bradshaw with comedian, tired, battered, ready to rock and roll, Jeremy Dooley, fresh off a plane yesterday from Perth. How you doing, Dools?
Good, mate. I am tired.
Yes.
But it's good to be back in studio.
Yes, love it, love it. Tell us,
a few weeks.
Tell us about your last week. The last week in Perth. You just said.
Last week in Perth was fantastic. The whole tour went really well. All the Outback shows were
Hell yeah.
phenomenal. And so ended the last week with some Perth shows.
Yep.
So I hosted Experimental Comedy Club.
Oh, yes. Was that the crowd work belt?
Yeah. So how that works. So I just want to say, like, the scene in Perth, I think, maybe this is controversial, the best scene in the country.
You heard it here first. I'm going to go over this year. I'm going to go over.
Highly recommend. There a lot of great comedians there, great audiences. So the Tuesday night was Experimental Comedy Club. And, you know, it was a pretty grim Tuesday night. It was very drizzly. And I thought, would have been 80 people in there.
Nice.
And so I was hosting it, which was fun because I'd just been doing, like, gigs the whole time. So it was good to actually, like, MC a gig and just, like, riff and, you know, have a bit of fun up there. And how the show works is, like, they've got a different thing every so often that the comedians have to do. And this one was the crowd work bell. So at any point, you'd hear a bell, and if you were on stage, you had to just stop what you were doing and talk to the audience until the bell rang again.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't going to be for every comedian, but it would be for at least a couple of them.
Yep.
You just didn't know which ones.
Did you cop it?
No, because I was emceeing,
MC,
so
yeah,
like I'm
okay.
chatting to them anyway and doing all the sorts of things. So it was really, really funny. It was a great gig. They run Xavier Susai at Grassroots Comedy is just running a bunch of fantastic shows. So that was really cool. Had a great time there, and then did a weekend run at the Comedy Lounge in Perth.
Beautiful.
Which was, every gig was great. Every gig was great. You know, it was, I had this weird moment on the 9 o'clock show on the Saturday, where, you know, this woman stands up quite early in my set. And I'm like, like I only had like a short set. So I was like, you know, I got to drop the material here because there's a woman standing up in view of everyone with her hand up wanting to say something. I'm like, okay, all right, Karen, like, let's go here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, of course we want to hear your opinion. What do you have to say that's so important that you're going to like interrupt my I'm nearly like halfway through my set now.
Yeah.
And her name was literally Karen as well, once we sort of got to the bottom of it. So it was great. It was a great show. You know, the McAllisters, John McAllister runs a fantastic venue.
I heard nothing but good things.
The Perth venue is, I think, one of the best in the country. I'd say it'd be top 3.
Yep.
And it's certainly my favourite club to play at. And the Fremantle one, which I wasn't at this time, is also phenomenal. So it was a great weekend. Had a great run there. And but yeah, it's good to be back home for a couple of weeks at least, and then I'm back on the road again. So yeah, it was good. It's good to get home. Yeah, how's your gigs? You've had some great gigs.
Yeah,
this week. You're doing some big boy shows.
I'd say outside of the festival, it's been the best just week of pure gigs. It all just lined up that they were all happening this week. So Monday was a sold out St Kilda Comedy Festival, 80 people, great crowd.
On what day, sorry?
Monday. 80 people on a Monday.
I thought you said Monday, and I was like, did I hear that? Yeah, wow.
I was like, I'll take this for a Monday for sure.
Were they all Irish?
No, it was a weird. There was some Irish. There was some young folks. There was some sort of family situations. There was some sort of upper middle class St Kilda white hairs, grey hairs in there mixed in as well. So it was a really good mix actually. Thursday was it was me, William Wang, and Richard Stubbs.
Stubbsy. Great act.
Me and William Wang were the only non-old white people there.
Yeah, that is a Richard Stubbs audience.
It was a Richard Stubbs audience. Richard was fantastic, obviously. Just went on a tear for 40, 50 minutes or something. But that was a very, very fun show. I loved that one. And then Friday had the Bowls Club in Newport with Dilrook and Akeeb. aka the Brown Bearded Men show, which was great. It was great to see Dilrook in that setting outside of a comedy club, just tore it up. That was a really fun show. That audience was on fire. And then Saturday at the Barnstonworth Soccer United Club in Williamstown. So 2 gigs in Williamstown. Again, they were great.
Did they put on good food?
Houses. They did.
Yeah, they do there.
So a new contender, cracking into the top 5. I think I'll see if I've got, I don't even know if I have my list here. But I do have a list of food. I think at number 4, it's still that bone-in chicken curry. At number 3, I think this was number 3. It was all-time 5-year-old birthday party food. So sausage rolls, party pies, the little mini dim sims, some bread, some dip. All these gigs had free beer as well, which is a highlight of my week. But yeah, very good spread, very chatty, very chatty group.
They were, yeah. I did the gig last year. It was me, Evan Hocking and Adam Rosenbachs, and they were very chatty. I don't think they'd had comedy before as well, so they weren't sure how to be an audience yet. So there was a little bit of like training them, but yeah, very chatty and weren't sure like, am I allowed to laugh at this thing or do I like have to like, you know, like be subdued, or is that a legitimate question or just a rhetorical question that's implied?
Yes, exactly. But no, they were great. I think you trained them well because they knew what to do from pretty much the jump. Slower first half of them really caught on fire in the second half, which was great. They loved to just ask in between, before and in the middle and after. They loved to chat, and I loved it. It was great having just all the questions that everybody after a few cans wants to ask a comedian. How'd you get into this? One guy said, "Can I ask you a question? Are you fucked up?" Is that why you do it? Actually, no, that was the president of the Bowls Club, but yeah, just lots of lovely chats, and everyone was in great spirit. I would say the greatest spirited audience I've ever had. They were just loving every minute of it. So,
great.
Yeah, they were my gigs. And then I was back yesterday at the mighty Coburg Giants, where our girls won again, which was very, very good. So been busy.
What colour would you say the Coburg Giants uniform is?
Teal.
Yeah, teal or aqua?
Aqua. Probably, maybe aqua. Maybe something in between.
Yeah.
But they're looking very, very good. So, yeah, been a busy week. Been an awesome week.
Great, well done.
Went and played some golf on Friday.
Gross.
For the
Why?
Getting in the spirit for the Open. No, it was very good. Been a long time, so I was hitting them well off the tee, just not so good around the greens, but got a couple of pars. Not too bad.
Yeah,
I'll take
a couple of grandfathers.
There were a few grandfathers.
One of the mine sites we played at. So like how they're all set up, they're all really different depending on, you know, is it a new site? Is it an old one? You know, are they a smaller one? The smaller ones often are more fun to play at because it doesn't feel like you're doing this massive corporate gig. And they really look after people because they're trying not to lose them to other organisations. So one we played at called Deflector. Odd name, not sure why, but that's what it's called. They had one of those golf simulators in their rec room. Yeah, absolutely.
How sick are they?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I hit the ball 200 metres. Is that good?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, sweet. It took me a few swings to actually
hit it.
Yeah, but once I got it,
very,
it was
very
good. They had a good setup at that one.
What was the food like? Because I've heard a lot of stories about mining camp foods that they're really getting very, very good for that reason you spoke about. They don't want people will literally leave a mining company because a different company has better food.
Yep.
So
yeah. The food at there was trying to think. I would say the gold mine that was called Plutonic had the best food of this run.
A gold mine?
Yeah, a gold mine. They had actually really good food. The first week it was steak night that we were there. So I got a T-bone steak.
Hell yeah.
You know, with all the trimmings and stuff like that. That was phenomenal. And they've always got chicken salt as well. So they'll always do, on a night like that, there's always like a thing of mash, or you can get like chippies or like potato gems, whatever.
Yep.
So loaded up on that. That was good, well cooked. But then the second week, of the run, it was NAIDOC week. So one of the sites had, as well as like, your regular sort of, slow cooked lamb roasts and all that sort of stuff. And there's always like a pasta and a stir fry option. They also had like crocodile, kangaroo, and emu on the menu.
Amazing.
Which was cool. Yeah, the crocodile was in a mango curry.
Interesting.
Which I've eaten crocodile before. I didn't really care for the mango curry sort of thing. Have you eaten crocodile before?
I have eaten crocodile before.
It's kind of like
gamey,
yeah. It's kind of like a gamey pork chicken situation.
Don't hate it.
Yeah, emu, not a fan of.
I've only ever had it once or twice, and I love it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. Like I wouldn't choose it, but if someone dished it up, I wouldn't, be like, ooh.
Yep.
The kangaroo is notoriously difficult to cook. Any of our international followers here, kangaroo is very tough because it's all muscle.
Yes.
So you got to cook it in a very particular way, and it was very well cooked. So the food there was great. Breakfasts are always the lottery at these things because you can never be sure, is that real scrambled eggs? Is that like scrambled egg product?
Yep.
But yeah, the food was great at all of them that we went to on this run. One had chicken parmas one night. One had ribs as well. Yeah, cooked, not like the commercial hotel in Mount Magnet, I think it was called. The ribs was good. They were surprisingly good because I was like, oh, this is not going to be good, but you're getting it anyway. And it was great. It was phenomenal.
I haven't had breakfast. This is a terrible conversation. I'm starving.
The only downside is when you're on a site or you're doing a corporate over there, like an overnighter, they have set windows of when you can eat.
Yes.
And that's where things can get challenging because you got to allow for the day shift and the night shift. So the breakfast window is generally from like 4/4:30 a.m. to 7, maybe 7:30 if you're lucky. And then the dinner one is sort of mirrored that later on. So I don't normally eat before gigs.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to have dinner, I had to eat before the gig. And then you're like, and same because you're doing a morning show. And then you do the morning show, say 6 a.m. that starts. And then by the time it finishes, you might have a 10-hour drive. Yeah. So you got to wake up 4 a.m. so you can eat something and kind of semi-digest it before you go on stage.
Yeah, okay.
So it just throws all these different situations into the mix.
I want to do just for the food. Apart from the timing, it does sound amazing.
Yeah, and there's a particular catering company that like when you rock up to a venue and it's like, oh, these guys do the catering, it's going to be dog slop. But most of them are pretty good.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I got something for you, Jules. Have you ever played Monopoly one-on-one with a partner, a significant other?
I don't think I've ever played Monopoly one-on-one.
Oh, you've never played one-on-one Monopoly?
No. Okay, I never considered it a one-on-one board game.
All right. Well, don't.
Because you're now single.
Yeah, close to it. Because I've done it a few times before. It's never ended well. I remember with an ex, it was during COVID, so there wasn't much to do. And she just moved in. It was relatively new. And I'm very competitive, as you know. And when it comes to Monopoly, that's my jam. And she was winning. And I wasn't taking it too well. And then she said something like, "Oh, why don't you try doing this?" No, what did she say? Why are you doing? And I said, "Why are you such a cunt?"
Subtle.
It was subtle. And
very delicate.
Stormed off. It was a one-bedroom apartment. She locked herself in the bedroom and she was crying. And which I'm pretty sure was an official forfeit. So I kind of want that game, the mind games one. So that didn't work well for me.
Technicalities.
And then this weekend, it was the opposite where I just had complete control of the board and she was not happy about it. But what would you do in that? Would you sort of let the other person win? Or I don't know what my options are in this situation, Doors.
No, I'm playing to win.
Yeah, I was the same.
Yeah, it's love of the game and the game is to win.
Yeah, she was not happy. I don't think she still is, but I'm over the moon because it was a massacre. Absolutely controlled most of the board. I might be having sex for weeks, but I'm the king of Monopoly.
I can see Herbs and Spices getting real angry at that too.
Furious. But all right, there's a tip for the listeners. Never play one-on-one Monopoly with a significant other. Whether you win, whether you lose, there's no winning. There's no winning in Monopoly, even though I am officially 2-0. But yeah, just thought a little bit of relationship advice on the pod for everyone this week.
Absolutely.
Anything else before we get stuck into it?
No, I got a good question that was asked of me.
I've got one coming up later from a VIP guest as well.
Oh, very nice. No, I've got a good question that was asked of me, which we'll get to in the comments.
Great.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it now or do you want to do comments first?
We'll do comments and then I'll roll into this question. It's a good question and it created quite a lot of thought.
Love it. Love it. In the comment section, not too many people happy with our Piastri take. People get very funny about F1 duels. I don't know if you've noticed that. Whenever we post about F1, they get very defensive. But this was about how Oscar Piastri got screwed over in Silverstone. Lala Jester said no. He didn't. He deserved it big time, talking about the penalty using 60 psi of force on his brakes going from 200 kilometers per hour to less than 100. Sorry, but he definitely deserved it, especially when he almost caused Max to crash, them causing half the grid to crash as well. I guess I'm just reading this one out to let you know, because you don't follow F1, but most of them are autistic nerds.
Yeah, I don't understand what any of that meant.
I follow the sport and I have no idea what he's talking about, but he's talking about PSI, he's talking about kilometers per hour, he's talking about almost... So even this sentence, almost caused Max to crash. That if you didn't know Max Verstappen was a F1 driver, that's very confusing. Anyway, I didn't even reply to that one because I'm like, shut up, nerd. Actually, maybe I'll do that now. I'm going to write that now. Shut
That's going to go well.
up, nerd.
We had another comment from Doc Nick, or DOC Nick, commenting, talk about golf more, boys. The Open this week.
We will be talking about the Open. There's not much to talk about from an Aussie perspective, sadly.
Yeah. It'll be Bradshaw who does the golf talk. Doc Nick.
Thank you, though, Doc Nick. Another Oscar Piastri one. The penalty was more than fair, said Brody Peterson. We said, that's a wild take, 5 seconds max. And then he said, go look at the telemetry, buddy.
I don't...
That's what I'm talking about. F1 people, they're weirdo losers.
Yeah, that's wild. And then Bruno Borio, who I would say he's an honorary smuggler at this point.
He'd be our Smuggler Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he comments on most. He sends us posts of things he wants us to talk about on the pod.
Yep, we love that.
So we love Bruno's input.
Yep, about guacamole pickle. Still ripping in J-Bay. May take it all. Guacamole pickles, so close in the end.
So close.
But we love when people get around whoever we're getting around.
I like that a lot. You said you got a question?
So the question was, as a comedian,
yes,
if you could be famous in any market that isn't Australia, North America, or the United Kingdom,
yes,
what international market would that be?
Wow.
It was a great question.
Good question.
And there was a couple of us there and we were just like, whoa. Because then you're trying to think about, okay, like, are you going then for mass appeal or are you going to try and like make money? Because some markets, there's more wealth and like you're going for lifestyle in that market where you can just sort of like swan around in a beautiful location. There's so many variables there.
Yeah, that is a good one. I know you've been to Portugal and performed.
Yep.
And I love Portugal. I'm just kind of thinking of where I could move to and stay. Also, somewhere like Singapore has a very good comedy scene. There's a lot of people in a condensed sort of area.
Yep.
And
Lemon Stand and Comedy Masala, the two big clubs there.
There you go. So maybe that would be my answer.
Yep, Singapore.
Let's do Singapore.
Okay, sweet. So initially, my first response was China.
Mm-hmm. That did cross my mind.
I was thinking in terms of like mass appeal, huge audience, very like if they get around you, like you can pretty much go anywhere with an audience then. But then I was like, I've never actually been there, so I wouldn't know what it's like.
Shout.
Boots on the ground to live there. So then I went to somewhere like Spain because they've got a really good English comedy scene there and can easy access to the rest of Europe.
I like it. Spain's a great answer. I might change mine.
But then the flip of that was which is the market that you would want to go to the least?
Ooh.
Yeah.
The one that I would want to go to the least, sometimes I already feel like I'm in that scene, but India.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't see any appeal to living in India and that kind of thing. What about you?
Yeah, so like my initial response to both was China, just because I've had friends who have a little bit of fame and in the Chinese market and just like how intense it was, like people following you around and like trying to like touch you and stuff like that all the time. So it would be a bit overbearing. So that would be somewhere where it's like, I don't know if I want that type of fame in that country.
You know where would be good though? Japan. Japan would be fun.
Yeah, Japan would cross my mind, but again, would be the same, would be on the positive. And there was top 3 in both was Japan.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, got it. Anything else before we get into sport, Jules?
No, let's crack in.
Oh my God, how good was this? Johnny Furphy put Noah Asenge on a poster and instantly ended his career, Jules.
Holy shit.
This was so good. I just absolutely loved it. What did you think of the dunk? What do you think of the reaction?
I would say, and it's a big call, but I don't think it is a big call, the best in-game dunk by an Australian ever.
Yeah.
And one of the best in-game dunks in recent history, full stop.
Absolutely.
Like, it was phenomenal because when he got the ball, like, he went behind the back, Johnny Furphy, and it wasn't a tight handle. It was a little bit sort of fumbly, and then he just brought it way back behind him. Bang! It was unreal. And then the photo of it.
Oh my God. Putting the gay in Asenge, that photo, dude.
He's never going to live that down.
No, I've already. Have you seen? He's like putting posts up on his socials, trying to build his brand. You know, he's just a young 18-year-old Frenchman, and then any post he puts up, you just look at the comment section. It's Johnny Furphy. It's like you got poster up.
Yeah,
it's absolutely brutal.
I don't know if anyone's changed if Noah is on Wikipedia, but surely Dad would be Johnny Furphy.
Yes, we should do that. We should change that. But it has been fun summer league.
It has. The Aussies have been doing really well.
Yeah, not too bad at all.
Tyrese Proctor, he was looking good.
Very, very good.
He's looking very good. 35 points in a game. Inside, scoring at the ring. He's hitting threes. And he wasn't, necessarily drafted for scoring. Drafted more as like, doesn't make many mistakes. Good defensively. Will hit the open shots and will take the shots. But, to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, looked good. He looked great.
35 points. The most points by an Australian ever in a summer league game.
There you go. That's a bit of history.
So it's been big with Johnny Furphy and Proctor. It's been pretty impressive summer league. We won't go through them all. Go to on TikTok, Ballers from Down Under. He does the best recaps. He recaps every shot of every Australian in the summer league. I would highly recommend going and check that out.
I'd say Johnny Furphy has really elevated his stock, even just aside that dunk. Like, he was looking really aggressive, filling the stat sheet, but his in-game dunking has been phenomenal.
Exactly. No Miles, not that he plays these positions, but no Miles Turner, no Tyrese Halliburton. There's going to be more minutes for Furphy in Indiana next year, and he's put his best foot forward.
Absolutely.
Love it. You know who didn't put his best foot forward? Tim Tszyu. Pretty bad loss in his rematch against Sebastian Fundora. He had Fundora punching Tim Tszyu in the face. It was rough. It was very, very rough. That guy is huge. How are they in the same weight division.
The old weight cut.
It's like a 24 centimeter height advantage, I believe.
Yeah,
But
weight cutting can make that a bit more accessible there. And when you've got that height advantage, it's how do you use that advantage? Because some people use it really well. I think one of the best fighters in any discipline, John Jones, was elite at using his distance to his advantage, but some can't handle that. And so if someone's got a big height advantage and they can't do it when you're fighting up close, and I hope Sebastian Fundora was wearing a fedora afterwards just to really close it out. Would have been humiliating if you lost to a dude in a fedora. Oh,
rough.
Gross. Jess Hull broke her own Australian mile record, getting silver at the London Diamond League meet.
How long is a mile?
Oh, it's longer than a kilometre.
It is?
Yep. Is it 1.7 Ks?
I have
It's nearly,
no idea.
yeah, I don't know. But, I mean, well done, Jess Hull. I think she's from somewhere near Tyson Popplestone.
Really?
The running man who we had on the show
Probably
a couple of weeks
how she got
ago.
so fast running away from Tyson Popplestone.
She said that she would run when he tells a joke. And that's why she's so good at running, is he does not tell jokes.
Listen to our Tyson Popplestone episode. It was great. But yes, I don't know how long a mile is, but good on her for breaking her own record and getting a silver. Great. We're just dominating our athletics.
A mile is 1.609 kilometres.
Bloody hell, you said 1.7.
I was
pretty close.
Yeah.
I did. I'll be hosting some trivia coming up at Bridge Road Brewing on Sundays and Aries Inlet on Thursdays as the purveyors of Anything Goes comedy away for a month and a half.
Aries Inlet, my local.
I love Aries Inlet. They had a comedy show there not too long ago. Don't think they'll be having another one soon. So I went to the trivia just to check it out, and I haven't done trivia in a while, and you just did the mile thing, so it reminded me of this. How many seconds in a day? How would you even work that out?
Yeah, the maths somehow.
Yeah, there
and
were
I'm
three
not good at
teams.
maths.
We all came up with three different answers, and none of us were even close.
36,000.
I have no idea. I couldn't even tell you now. But
Do you want me to look it up?
no, I couldn't care less. But I just figured if you knew how long a mile was, maybe you knew how many seconds in a day.
Oh, okay. 86,400.
There you go. This podcast, it's a teaching podcast as well.
We should be in the education segment of podcasts.
I tell you who needs some teaching. It's the Australian men's golf players. Oh my God. The Aussies had an absolute stinker in the Open Championship. Sorry, Doc Nick. That's what it is. You want us to talk about golf. We need our golfers to do better.
We need Nick to do his doctoring on the golfers.
Yeah, exactly.
Fix them.
Mark Leisman was the only one who made the cut. He was looking good after day 3. He was sitting 22nd, I think. And then he's dropped all the way down to 52nd. Adam Scott, Minjee Lee, Jason Day, none of them made the cut. Didn't even make it to the weekend. It's the worst Australian result in Open in 70 years, Dools. What's going on with Australian golf?
Oh, I think what's happened is the radical left is what's happened. Wanting to take over golf courses and put, parks and stuff on it. Like golf used to be a fantastic Australian tradition.
Bloody oath.
And it's gone now because people want to put parks there for their dogs and their kids and apartments. And, I think we need to spend more resources on golf courses because that's what people want.
Exactly. I mean, we've had some of the greatest of all time. We had Peter Thompson, won the Open 5 times.
Yeah,
in
the great white
50s
shark.
and 60s. Greg Norman won it twice.
Ian Baker Finch.
Did he?
I don't know.
Ian Baker Finch won the Open in 1991.
Told ya.
But yes, we've had a few. We had Ogilvy, Adam Scott. We'd had a good run. Jason Day, not the Open, but just things. I don't know. Cam Smith won it a couple of years ago. we were good at golf. We're falling down the wayside. Is it all because we're shit at tennis as well? Do you think it's all these rich people sports and the cost of living is not allowing young people to get in the game?
I think so. I think as well, like people could just go on a walk and not play golf. So it's like I could just do that. Do you have to pay? Because you have to pay to play golf, don't you?
You sure do.
Yeah. Or you could walk for free.
It's not quite the same.
You know, go for a walk in the park. You're basically playing golf without hitting a ball.
Anyway, we suck.
You know who doesn't suck? The Australian Opals. They are a fantastic basketball team, winning the Fiba Asian Women's World Cup for the first time. Well done.
On the Opals.
Great team, great squad. You know, a lot of depth coming up there, a lot of players, you know, who are moving over from the local league to the WNBA, ranked number 2 in the world. You know, big things, the Olympic campaign. Could they maybe shake things up, you know, knock off the Yanks? Because that's the team to beat.
I think because all the Aussies get along, right? Now that old mate's out of the team.
Yeah.
Once
Liz Cabbage.
Yeah, the Cabbage is out. So we all get along. The American team, going to be an absolute night. Caitlin Clark's going to be fighting 3-on-1 with her own teammates. If her and Angel Reese are on the same team, it's going to be a nightmare. A lot of infighting, a lot of cattiness in the WNBA.
A lot of jealousy there.
A lot of bitching and moaning, but the Aussie girls, none of that. They just get in hoop. They absolutely hoop.
We love that.
So I'm pumped for that. Also pumped yesterday, UFC 318, big fight card. Jimmy Crute.
The boy from Bendigo.
He's from Bendigo, is he?
Yeah.
There you go. I love Jimmy Crute. He's back on the winner's circle after he had a first-round armbar on Marcin Prachino. Did you see it? It looked scary.
I haven't seen it, but Jimmy Crute winning by armbar, that is fantastic. That's a good step in development for Jimmy Crute there, because when he came in, he was just solid in all of the areas. So to win in the first round as well via armbar, that is phenomenal work there. Big fan of comedy as well, Jimmy Crute.
Is he?
Huge comedy fan.
The Crute man.
Yep.
Love to hear that. It was one of those armbars where you flip. You know, there's some solid armbars where technically it's perfect and the guy just has to tap. It doesn't look that brutal, but you know, at any stage you could rip it. This was like sideways, all over, inside out, like just absolute one of those brutal ones.
Quick tap sort of ones there. So some armbars, from the perspective of getting armbarred, you can hold on a little bit and there's, you know, a couple of maneuvers to work your way out of it. But there's a couple of armbar positions, and of course I haven't seen it yet, but where it comes on so quickly and like the pain factor goes from 0 to 100. And it's like, if you don't tap, your arm's going to snap.
Yeah.
Well done, Jimmy.
More fight news, Doors.
I tell you, wow. Let's use that term very loosely here with Paul Gallen defeating Sonny Bill Williams in a heavyweight fight in Sydney. Rugby guys trying to be boxers, and you know, footy guys trying to be boxers, and YouTube guys trying to be boxers. I'm not into it.
It looked like a bit of a shit show, controversial scoring, didn't look that amazing.
Because the thing with all of these, like, you know, circus fights is that there's got to be an element of controversy so that if they want to run it back again and the fans of, you know, in this instance, the rugby fans will buy it because some hate Sonny Bill, some hate Paul Gallen, they'll buy it again to watch them punch on. Like, they're all bullshit. That's, you know, that's why when Paul fights old boxers, like there's always a little bit of like, you know, they're not fighting back the older boxer because they've got all the skills in the world. You know, that Tyson fight, he didn't throw a punch till the end. You know,
that was so brutal to watch that.
And now he's challenged. I forgot his name. The heavyweight champion to a MMA fight.
Isn't he a boxer?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what he does. You get old MMA guys and you challenge them to a boxing fight, or retired boxers to boxing fights who are like 20 years past their prime, or you get boxers who are in their prime, challenge them to an MMA fight because you're not good enough to win in your own discipline against people who are legit.
Speaking about legit, Scott Boland becomes the 10th Australian male to take a test hat-trick during Australia's 176 run win over the West Indies. This was an absolute shit show. They bowled them out for just 27 runs, the West Indies.
Wow.
Yes, it was absolutely wild, but Scotty Boland just came in like a steam train and wiped through them. Stark was knocking them all over the joint. The West Indies used to be good at cricket. What happened? Is it the marijuana?
I think what has happened is that they don't invest in the game as much over there, and they've got their own like T20 league that they really go there because they can earn more money. But what a belting.
Do you think it's a coincidence that the fall of West Indies cricket, which kind of started to run out of steam in the mid-90s, is related to the release of the movie Cool Runnings?
Yeah, I think so.
And I think like the reason maybe is a lot of people, West Indians that would have got into cricket are now bobsledders.
Yeah, they're not Jamaican good cricketers anymore. They're Jamaican good
yeah, man.
bobsledders. Hey?
That's it. I think we've solved it.
Scott Boland, a few weeks ago I did, Aussie cricketers who deserve more. Scott Boland could have been on that list because whenever he gets a game, he takes a bunch of wickets. Mm-hmm. Everyone loves him, and then he'll get dropped.
Yeah,
for no rhyme or reason. It's not performance.
Reason, really.
Not performance.
It's going to be hard to drop him after that. Only 10 people have done it. Oh, I tell you who didn't do it, Dools. Did you see this?
So close for Guacamole Picklum, finishing second in J Bay over in South Africa. Still in front of the rankings, but that's an iconic surf event, an iconic surf break to finish second. I'd say it's one of the big three surf events with Pipeline and Bells Beach.
Yep.
So close. Still in front.
The good thing about J-Bay is the timing. It was on our evenings. So I got home from gig on, I think, Friday night and sat down and got to watch the finals, and she was in it up to her eyeballs and just wave select, just didn't quite have it. The girl, the second ranked in the world now, she just had a little bit more power and better wave selection, and it was brutal to watch. I was very sad about this.
Yeah, it's very sharky, those waters too.
Very sharky. I did see last week when I was watching it, they did have to pause for 30 minutes while they waited for a shark to swim away.
Yeah, very sharky in South Africa.
But Molly Picklam's still number one. We've got 2 events left, so we've got one more event and then the final. So still a very, very good chance to win her first World Championship. I'm going to throw this one and let you cook on this, Dools, because I know nothing about it. But Socceroos coach Tony Popovich, Pop, your mate.
Yep, on your popper.
Popovich says there's still a future for former Adelaide United forward Nestroy Irankunda in the Socceroos setup. The 19-year-old winger is set for a move from Bayern Munich to English Championship club Watford. Tell me about this young man and why he's not in the Socceroos, Doors.
So I think he wasn't getting first-team opportunities at Bayern Munich, and is a player of immense potential. Can hit a ball like it's nobody's business, and generate huge power on his shots. He's very direct in his approach as a winger, and he likes to take players on, likes to beat the player, and then likes to shoot from all angles. So he's a real goal-scoring sort of player, but probably super raw as a player as well. So probably has a lot to learn in the wider part of the game, has a bit of a short temper. And so when he was still in the A-League, players would niggle him to lash out because he was a kid.
Yes.
So I think it's a good move. He had a loan move when he was at Bayern, and I think going to a league like the Championship, where it's relentless, the amount of games and the opportunities to play. They play twice a week over there. It's one of the most physically demanding leagues in the world, so it forces you to be professional in your approach if you want to stay on the park. Probably the bad thing is the club is at Watford. They've got a bit of a tendency to go through coaches like it's nobody's business.
Oh, okay.
So, which is good and bad, because if one coach loves you and then they get the ass very quickly, the next coach may not, but it also might happen the other way around. So I think he brings something that not a lot of Australian players who are in the Socceroos setup have in that unpredictability, that ability to score from anywhere in dead ball and in live play. So he's always going to be a chance as a real sort of X factor player. You bring him on, in the 75th minute to try and turn a game or to, close out a game and win it. He's a player that is very unique in the Australian setup.
Love that. If he is such this precocious talent, why isn't he in the Socceroos instead of like the assistant coach's son?
Oh, yeah, it's a good question that no one really has an answer to, but we have a lot of opinions on our social media.
We do. Well, a lot of people said in the comments I saw like, Socceroos always have young players that they're trying to bring along that might be blah, 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 that kind of thing. But this guy, from what you're telling me, sounds like he's the ultimate.
He's a special player.
And
The issue with the Socceroos and the last few squads is they're picking players who aren't in form or playing.
Yeah, okay.
If Paul Ocon Jr. is playing, heaps of minutes and doing well, absolutely chuck him in there. But he's playing junior squad football, and he's going to be a player eventually. But there's players who are doing well and scoring. I think the player to watch is Segacic, who's made the move to the Australian team outside of Australia, Portsmouth in the championship. He's been looking good in pre-season. He scored a bunch of goals in the A-Leagues to get that transfer and is someone who I've been pushing for to be in a squad quite relentlessly. So hopefully, he's scored beautifully. They've given him the number 10 as well. So that's a big number to get. Basically saying he's your attacking midfielder. So goal scorer, assist getter. Let's see what he can do.
Love it. Love it. All right. I've got a question for you. Where will Ben Simmons go in free agency, and can he turn his career around, Dools?
I saw probably about a week or two ago, like a highlights reel of Ben Simmons from his first few seasons, and he was dynamic. He was taking the piss, attacking the ring. Like, it was phenomenal to watch him play, and then to watch that player with today's version, it's chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
I think he needs to go to a shit team.
And dominate.
Yeah, get
like
heaps of minutes.
Or something like that.
Yeah, just force feed him the ball, make him sort of cook and attack. The Hornets could be a team.
Jazz.
Yeah, Jazz. I don't know how it'd go in Salt Lake City. Ben Simmons in Salt Lake City is probably not a recipe for engagement for him, but go to one of those shitty teams where he's going to be forced to have the ball in his hands and do stuff with a strong coaching setup. I think that's the key. I actually think to turn his career around, Europe could be an interesting thing for
Europe?
him. Yeah.
Ben Simmons in Europe?
Chuck him over there, put him in, Greece or Spain, and, because then he gets that lifestyle.
Does fit better to European basketball than it does NBA.
Yeah, he's good defensively. It'll be forced to, have strong coaches, and they're not going to put up with shit.
Yep.
What about you? Where do you think he needs to go?
Well, the rumour mill's churning about New York and Boston, so the opposite of what you're talking about. Even though
Boston could be a good option. They're a bit wide open.
Yeah, so I think he could fit in there, in that sort of Jason Tatum. Mm-hmm. Not really. He's going to be playing off the bench, but he can fill in. He can't shoot, but he can defend. They love defense over there. But I feel like the Knicks would be a better fit because of all the shooting he could have around him. So playing with a big man like Cat suits him way more than sort of whoever. I don't even think Boston will have a center this year.
They got rid of Kristaps. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I reckon. I reckon I'd like to see him on the Knicks surrounded by shooters, running and gunning, playing some defense. I think Mike Brown's the type of coach that can get a little bit more out of a player like that.
Yep. Solid.
Okay. I got another question for you. This was a listener question, or a new smuggler, because the gig I did on Saturday had a two-time AFL Premiership legend, Mick Martin, was there. Big Mick Martin. He was
an icon
there.
of the Carlton Football Club.
And I mentioned that during my set and I just said about how Carlton haven't been that this shit since he was playing for them, which got a bit of a rise, but he loved it. But he did say, I was talking about the podcast and whatnot with him after the show, and he said, oh, you got to talk about this. You have to talk about this. So he brought it up. I wasn't going to bring it up, but so this is a question. It's not really a question direct from Mick, but I'll put it to you. Wayne Carey and marketing executive Kate Aston were caught walking out of a bathroom at a bar. What do you reckon they were doing in there, Dools?
I tell you what, judging by the history, okay, of the duck, of the king, I would say they're probably, doing a bit of hanky-panky.
Yep.
And maybe, on the booger sugar, allegedly maybe all of those things, possibly, just having a chat, just being like, hey, well, you're in the bathroom, I'm in the what are the odds of that, What are the chances? What's the deal with that? I need to do a wee. Imagine one of them was doing a poo, though. That would be
exactly
unexpected.
That's what because maybe they just misread the sign. That was unrelated. They just walked in. Maybe there was nothing nefarious at all.
Maybe one was in there. Maybe, one was in there first and doing their business, and the other one had gone there and was just waiting outside, and then there was a little bit of a swap over. Maybe nothing happened and it was all above board.
Yeah, exactly. She's a marketing executive. Maybe they were in there sort of recreating famous duck moments for a new ad campaign.
Well, of which there are plentiful Wayne Carey-related bathroom/female moments.
Maybe they were filming an ad for the aqua duck that you put in the toilet. What a good collab.
The Blue Loo.
The Blue Loo. So duck, aqua duck, that makes sense. She's a marketing executive. But yeah, they were probably fucking and doing coke. So, that was good. How we go? Yeah, we're fine for time. I've got some new sporting club reviews.
Yes.
We're bringing it back.
Yes.
So I thought in honour of some new developments to the aesthetics of Icon Park. They just did a lovely renovation out on the front with a little bit of artwork, which we quite love, which we covered a couple of weeks ago, aka Keep Voss. So I thought let's have a little look-see. I'll go first. This one for Icon Park. Lachlan Irving said, should rename the place to Princess Park as though... Wait, this is even makes sense. He can't supposed Collingwood supporter for sure. Should rename the place to Princess Park, seen as though the players that call the ground home are a bunch of princesses. Dools.
Yes. Because they drive in tunnels. Maybe. Robert McIntosh. 1 star. Why? Why do you continue to play Jack Silvani? Get rid of him now. Every time he plays, Carlton loses. It's very obvious.
Such a specific review to Icon Park, which has nothing to do with anything. What do we got here? Michael D. Burke. Oh, this is a long one. All right. Mickey said, went to the VFL Grand Final with my 9-year-old son. Advertisement stated entry for children under 15 is free. Went to purchase my ticket and a ticket man for my son. And a ticket for my son. Went to purchase my ticket and a ticket for my son. Was told by this is great. Was told by Raj in quotation marks. Was told by Raj in ticket booth. I needed to prove my son's age in order to get a free child ticket. He's 9 years old. You idiot. Unfortunately, I don't carry his birth certificate and he doesn't have photo ID or a proof of age card. Was slugged $15 for a concession ticket, which isn't much, but I wonder how many other parents got the same thing from this goose. He just really went after Raj at Icon Park.
He could have just gone to another entry, or just not gone if that $15 was so much.
Needless to say, that was a 1-star review.
We've got one here from Mick M. Could be Mick Martin. Don't know. Checks out,
Yeah, that does.
1 star. What a stenchy dump. He wasn't there for very long, so it could be.
We got another one. Robert Parker said, poor shabby setup, long walk to gate 5, entrance poor. Not as poor as your spelling and punctuation. Poor foot pass, vagrants, ... beware. Anyway.
Robert Parker knows a lot about parks
knows
too.
a lot about parks.
Old Bobby Parker.
That was fun.
That was great.
Have you got a top 5, Jules?
Yes, I do. So this is a top 5. So my flight got upgraded.
Oh.
So I got to, do my Doug Chappell impression and sit at the front of the plane in business class.
Did you take a selfie?
It was great. I wanted to, but I couldn't bring myself to do that. So my top 5 is my top 5 most annoying things on a plane.
Okay, top 5 most annoying things on a plane.
Yeah, okay. So, because there was a few things that happened that irritated me greatly. As the peasants in economy class walked past me. Okay, so number 5, top 5 most annoying things on a plane. People watching their device without headphones.
How is this not number 1? How is this not number 1?
I know. To be fair, this is 5 things that could all be number 1.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Do you know what's the worst I've ever had was her race doesn't matter, but you can guess. Was a woman playing. She was playing the pokies on her iPad and with the sound on, without the headphones for the whole flight. Everyone wanted to murder her.
Oh, yeah, that's really annoying. So that's one. Wow. We'll go with that. The next one.
You said that was number 5.
Yeah, I know, but they're all really number 1 in this because they're all annoying.
I love this.
Number 2 or 4 or 1B of my top 5 most annoying things on a flight, when people bring their own food in and it smells.
Yes, you've told the prawn story on this podcast before.
Yeah, so I did notice someone was walking in with a tuna salad.
Oh, come on, mate.
Tuna, I think, is one of those things where if you're eating it, it's fine, but for everyone else, even if you like tuna, not good. Don't bring your own food on.
Not a good secondary.
And if you do have to bring your own food on, which I totally get, financially, you buy something at the airport, it costs $25. Bring on something that's not going to annoy the shit out of every other person in your vicinity. All right. Number 3 is bad armrest etiquette.
Yes, you're right. These are all number 1s.
Yeah. So how it works is, all right, if you're on the aisle seat, you get the aisle seat armrest. If you're on the window seat, you get the window. You get to lean on that. That's fine. If you're in the middle, you have to make the decision. Are you going to be in the back of the armrest or in the front of the armrest so that everyone can use the armrest? All right, it's not my fault that you've picked the middle seat and haven't chosen a seat. All right, you don't get to dominate the whole thing and sit like, you're given a goal in footy and control the armrest. All right, I'm not into that. That's not good. That's number 3.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Number 2, which is linked to the first one I said.
Okay.
There was the guy sitting behind me. Was on TikTok the whole time watching clips of is it called Tomorrowland or Tomorrow something or a big like techno house music festival?
Yes, you're right. Tomorrowland in the UK, right?
Oh, the whole thing and like wanting to talk about it with like his buddy sitting next to him. Oh. That was really annoying.
Were they English?
No, they were I'm guessing, Lebanese. They looked like people I went to school with. I'm just, I was like, oh, do I know you? Were you in the front row of my gig last night? Because they could have been. And they were going hard. But the big annoyance, right, is that on the beat, and so this is where the actual extra bit here, on the beat, they were like kind of like getting into it, kneeing the back of the seat. Not a lot, but enough. Like, you don't need a lot. And it's like, what are you doing, mate? Like, that's Not into that. And my biggest annoyance is when the plane lands, when people stand up straight away.
Oh,
it's
yes.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you can't
just
get off the
chill,
plane
bro.
yet. Just wait. If you do it in an orderly fashion, like row by row, you're actually going to leave quicker and faster with less hassles. But when people stand up and they're trying to like, you know, get into the aisle straight away, it just holds it up for everyone, and you people suck.
I concur. That is a great top 5. They're all ones in my book. It was 5 top ones.
I've got another one. Okay. Is when you get to the
If
baggage.
you can't tell, Dooley's been to the airport 3 times in the last 24 hours.
Oh, when you get to the baggage carousel, you don't have to stand right on the edge of it and move around. When people see their bag and then they like push through to get there, it's like just stand somewhere. It'll come off and you can stand a meter back, then everyone can see, and then it's easier to get your bag and to get the hell out of there. The people who stand right up and kind of barge through and then just stand there taking up space, you suck.
It's like those people if you go to like a shopping centre car park and they're circling around, whereas if they just go back like 40 metres, it's like 6 extra steps or whatever. There's heaps of parking. Impatient people just does my head in.
Yep.
That's a great top 6. I've got a great top 10 for you. The power rankings.
Yep.
Not a huge amount of movement this week, but this is the Aussie athlete power rankings from around the globe. In number 10, 1 week and 1 week only, I reckon, Jimmy Crute for his first round armbar at a huge UFC event yesterday. Well done to Jimmy Crute from Bendigo, did you say?
Yeah. Does he have a nickname?
The Brute?
The Brute, yeah.
Is it The Brute?
It is The Brute, yeah.
It has to be Jimmy the Brute Crute. At number 9, breaking her own record in the 1.69 kilometre run, it is Jess Hull.
On ya, Hully.
Good on ya, Hully. All that running away from Popplestone has made you one of the best in the world.
Does she have a nickname?
The Seagull.
Yeah, that's what I was going to... The Seagull, maybe.
The Seagull.
Or the boat. Because boats have a hull.
Have a hull.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starboard, they call it. At number 8, never been seen on the top 10 list, it's Alexandra Fowler.
Oh. Do you know... From Liverpool.
No, she won the MVP of the tournament in the Asia FIBA Women's Basketball Championships for Australia. She was player of the tournament, averaged 15 points. She did a great job. At number 7, Minjee Lee.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, interesting choice. I think it's just because she's made her brother look like a complete knob.
Yep.
Because I just think that'd be a fun Christmas. Just at the Christmas table at the G Lee family, or Chinese New Year maybe. I don't know.
Korean?
Korean? Are they Korean?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we don't know. But just imagine that your older sister just dominating at the same sport and just talking shit at the Christmas table. I think Minjee Lee's doing a great job. So is the AEW Women's World Champion, number 6, timeless Toni Storm, number 6. We're in the combat zone territory here. At number 5, I've still got Alexander the Great Volkanovski. At number 4, they're world champions, Dools. I know they haven't done anything for you lately, but power rankings, Jack Della Maddalena at number 4. Actually, I'm thinking that next week I might switch those two. At number 3, he's still leading the F1 World Championships. It's Oscar Piastri. At number 2, she's so close. She still hasn't reached it yet. She's been in these rankings all year. Just her and Oscar. Molly Picklum, number 2.
Number 2.
And in number 1, the internet sensation, Chris Martin from Coldplay. No, Johnny Furphy.
Oh, yeah.
He's been everywhere this week.
Yep.
He was, I think a lot of people would never have even heard the name Johnny Furphy until the last week. But that poster has gone completely gangbusters all over the internet. So rightfully, for the first time ever, Johnny Furphy, number 1 in the power rankings.
Yes,
this week.
I think that's fair. It's going to take a lot to get above Molly, who's leading the race and leading the rankings and has been doing well lately. So well done to Johnny Furphy. I know Bruno Borio, who's big fan of Johnny Furphy. Every week, it's like we need more Johnny Furphy content. I hope you're happy, Bruno.
There you go. That's for you.
Well deserved.
All right.
What do you got on this week?
What have I got on this week? That is an excellent question. I think on Wednesday, I'm going to be in St Kilda at the Vineyard.
Oh, yep.
Doing some new material for the special the solo show I have coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And on Friday, I'll be in Shepparton.
Oh.
Going out to Shep. What's that, 2.5 hours, 3 hours?
Yeah, about 2.5.
I'm going to spend, there's going to be more hours driven than audience members perform to, I think.
What gig are you doing in Shepparton? It sounds grim.
Oh, it's going to be, I can tell already, it's going to be rough. But I love the trips with the boys.
It's one of those gigs. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. Hopefully it's better than the last one of them that you did.
I don't see how. I still haven't laughed harder at a gig than I did at that one. And not at any of the jokes. But what about you, Dools? You got hopefully you've got a little bit of a rest week.
I do. I've just got a couple of gigs. So I'll be working on some new stuff tomorrow night at Lido Cinemas. It's a hot lineup tomorrow night.
I saw.
Tell you who's on the line. It's me, Dilrook, Irvi Majumdar, Alex Hines, Tim Tszyu, Carissa Bosanakis, Tess Ryan, and John Walpole. So, and you never know, that's the sort of gig where you never know who's going to drop in as well. So that'll be great. Got some stuff that I need to work out and iron out a little bit. So that's Tuesday night, Lido Cinemas in Hawthorne. And then Wednesday night, I'm playing at Skinny Dog in Kew with Bron Lewis and Lizzie Hu, which is going to be a hot show.
That's going to be a very, very good show.
It's going to be absolute fire. And then I'm just taking the rest of the week off before, we've got a big few weeks. I want to plug something as well on Friday, the 1st of August.
Next Friday.
At the Aries Inlet Hotel, because, sometimes when a gig doesn't go well at a venue, it gets burnt, but sometimes someone has to swoop in and revive the venue.
Love this.
So I'm doing that. It is a fundraiser, raising money to send over to Palestine, actually. So I'm going to be doing that. It's organised by a wonderful Aries Inlet local, Kendra Harding. So there's going to be a raffle with prizes. It's been getting a little bit of media attention on the Surf Coast. My nana is actually been making all these bits of jewelry as well, fundraising. So it's going to be great. I'll be hosting and I'll be doing probably 30-minute set to kick off the night.
Hell yeah.
So that's going to be great. 4:30 afternoon.
Just for the listeners at home, is it pro or anti-Palestine?
It's yeah. That's a great question. Yeah. Pro-Palestine.
Okay.
We'll be raising money to send over to a doctor in Gaza who is doing some great stuff and against all odds. So very, very worthy cause. So that'll be the Aries Inlet Hotel on the Great Ocean Road there on the 1st of August.
And on the 21st of August, I'll be hosting trivia there.
There you go.
Amazing. Also, it'll be announced this week properly, but I'm doing my solo show in Darwin on the 30th of August.
Huge.
So excited
First
for that.
solo show.
First solo show. So I thought I could do it as far away from Melbourne as I could get.
So there's no evidence.
There's no evidence of it. And yeah, but I'm very much looking forward to that. Always love heading up to Darwin. So I think that's going to be a fun time.
I've heard that they're going to be doing a bit of works on that venue soon and doubling the capacity. So stay tuned.
All right. Bloody hell. Hopefully not before my show. No, but I'm very much looking forward to that. That's the show, Dools. Anything else?
No, that's all good.
All right. Thank you, smugglers, for listening.
Stay up.
Bye.